Today's video is going to be an update on Premier African Minerals. We did the video yesterday on Coal Minerals, and that was some positive news. We've got a bit of good news coming out as well from Premier African Minerals, so let's go.
Yeah, coincidence. Yeah, coincidence. Yeah, coincidence. Something that happens by chance, I think not.
What's the crack, everyone? Welcome back to Buy Wholesale. I hope, of course, you're all well. Today's video, we're going to just chat about Premier African Minerals. It's been a while since we talked about this stock, but let's get ourselves back up to date on it then. So the usual, just sort of rehashing the usual stuff about the industry over the last while. And then this dropped yesterday, which was an update from George Roach, who is the CEO of pREM. Following the RNS that came out. So if we go in the market watch, we can see here Premier African Minerals said Tuesday that it had raised £800,000, $1.1 million via a placing with the proceeds to be used for the Zulu lithium and tantalum project in Zimbabwe. The mining company said that it had placed 500 million new ordinary shares at a price of 0.16 pence a share. We have dilution. Never what you want to see in your stock. It is unfortunate, but kind of a risk that you should have baked in or expected. They have to raise money somewhere else. It would have been nice to maybe have taken perhaps a loan, especially with interest being so low, or potentially to have someone come in and finance it. But look, we're hoping to keep the resource, so you have to kind of take the good with the bad here. Progress is good. Over 2,000 meters of large diameter drilling has been completed, and it will allow first pass geotechnical analysts and provide the material for the first ore sorting test work that will be undertaken in Germany from January 2022. Again, a bit like yesterday's news with Coal, we have something to get in the calendars for January. And yesterday it went down by 6%. So let's just have a look at the charts. So we can see here, yeah, today it has went up 0.5%, but yesterday it wasn't a great day. You know, from the highs to roughly the lows, you're talking about 8 to 9% yesterday drop. So it was a significant drop. We were already on a downwards trajectory ever since my sell symbols came in. We have seen the stock fall 23%, but a bit like Coal yesterday, you can try to swing in and out of these here, and there's such high volatility that it could be a great swing trade opportunity, but it's choppy, very choppy, always will be until we get more certainty. I just like to hodl these stocks because of news that could come out in any given day that could send the thing jumping. And a bit like what I did yesterday with Coal, the reason why we don't potentially do this is because when news drops, you can see from the 5th of March to the 15th of March, 10 days, so that's only about 7 trading working days, the stock went up 442%. You can't time that, in my opinion. So, well, of course, my buy symbol came in here. If you had bought when the buy symbol came in, yeah, you would have got 184%, but you see what I mean? You would have missed a lot. So I'm in on it, and we are where we are, but the dilution is not great. We're below all our averages. Do I see it for falling more? I do. So when I'm stripping this out, I'm looking at support levels. And when I'm drawing my support level, I'm looking about here. This is on the day chart, 0.14. So for me, as someone that wants to keep buying more of Premier African Minerals and isn't too concerned, I'm looking probably for about another 10% drop on the share price to be in and around 0.14 for a potential top up. We will see, but news in January, it'll be interesting to see what way it develops. That will be some sort of update there that could get it going, but 0.45 is how it currently looks as of the 15th of December at 1 p.m. In yesterday's video, I sort of talked about just general market and maybe what's going on, why the lithium is so good. I'm just going to share that. It's only like a minute, so if you have seen yesterday's video, you can skip the next minute, but for those that didn't, here you go. Boris Johnson sent China warning as they eyes up UK's 285 million lithium gold mine. China, as we've talked about in the channel, are going around just snapping up every bit of lithium they can get their hands on. And rightly so. I can understand why they're doing it. We know lithium's going to be like oil. 10 years time, oil will be not redundant. Hopefully it will be, but it probably won't be. But lithium's going to take over, and it just makes sense. You're replacing one thing for the other effectively within reasons. China are going about doing all this, and they're tackling AIM stocks. So what could potentially play out would be that Premier or Coal both get bought out, and the thing just shoots up massively from that. But on the other side of things, we'll be hoping to hold all that resource. And if we're doing some sort of financing here with a Chinese partner, perhaps they're going to be a partner, and we can hold that full resource, and then the sky's the limit for this. This is good news. Last year, China was already estimated to dominate the world's production of electric batteries, and the monopoly has only strengthened since. And it says here, you know, it could be a major source of revenue for China. As we know, 80% of the world's raw materials for batteries, China's been snapping up the reserves all around the world. That's what's going on. That's the market news. Everyone wants their hands on lithium. It is as valuable as gold and oil is right now. Okay, so that's the industry news. That's relevant. That's what's going on. I feel that, you know, regardless of all of this, if we are right in our assumptions, if we're right in the drilling, and if you go on to the likes of the Facebook groups, there's people within the Facebook groups that are very knowledgeable and give great insight to all of this technicality and what all this means. But pretty much, in short, we're waiting on the drill results, and the drill results are looking very, very good and positive. And once that gets out to the market, we should see an increase in the share price. But obviously, do your own due diligence. Nothing is a guarantee. They reiterated this here again, and this is the details that we've already spoke about in June. But you can see what I was sort of talking about. Good grading, and we'll just have to get more of an update then and come January. There is also a video that came out yesterday that lasted 11 minutes on Stockbox with George Rose. But it's a recording, so I'm not going to go over it. Nothing specifically worth talking about. A lot of it, in my opinion, is rehash. We know where we are. We're waiting on this news. A bit of dilution to raise money, not great. It's not ideal. But I suppose, again, if we go back to the chart, at 0.16 is where the price is. So, like, we're at that. You know, that's the kind of price we're at. It's not like we were at 0.25 and the bit of dilutions brought it down to 0.16. People have bought those at 0.16 because they see value. So it is what it is. It's still dilution. You can try and cover it whatever way you want. But we're up now 1%, yo-ho. 0.5% since speaking. But it is what it is. Part of the stock. Hopefully that'll get us to the good point, and we'll get pushed on again. And just as a reminder, you know, from the absolute highs, even if we just sort of take it from here, you know, we have seen the stock fall 66% since the 12th of March to December. The stock did start bubbling up in January, and we're all anticipating across all stocks that hopefully today, General Powell's meeting has went well, and also it will get a bit of a rally back into these stocks. And hopefully, like most stocks, everybody's hoping that January will see a bit of a reversal, hopefully getting things going again to a certain extent. Do I think we'll see these highs anytime soon? It all depends on news, but generally across the board, highs of sort of January, February time that maybe growth stocks have seen. I'm not so sure if we will see those highs anytime soon. I think potentially we're in a bear market, but we'll see what way it comes today. I don't want to speculate any further. In terms of Premier African Minerals, it's an update, not a great update. It is what it is, but at least we've something to put in the calendar now, January onwards and upwards with Premier African Minerals. That's the video. If you have found it informative, sure, like, subscribe, hit the alert button. I'll keep you up to date with Premier African Minerals as and when it comes. Don't forget, if you're interested in learning how to trade or get an understanding of all this stuff, and even just as a beginner, I have a section of the course that as well that is purely aimed at beginners, for people that have no clue what they're doing, how to get set up. All these questions, all these answers are all done via myself in a lovely, simplistic way. Hopefully that'll aid a lot of you. If you're interested in that course, check out the curriculum in the link below. You can see all the different types of stuff that I'm covering. That's the video. I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, please.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.